Okay. Say, we'll go ahead and get started. It's about 6:15. So first of all, welcome and thank you for attending tonight. It's our second open house for developing a soccer field in Columbia Heights. Tonight, we're going to do a very short presentation. Again, it's really to get feedback from what we've heard from the public and to allow for continuing feedback on getting a soccer field built in 2026 for next year. So I'm going to just turn it over for what we've heard to date. I'm going to turn it over to the city's consultant from WSB. His name is Jeff, and he's just going to really go through from the first open house through all of the social media and all of the public contact that we received to date, basically coming together for what some of our thoughts are, what some of the potential is for getting a soccer field or soccer fields built here in Columbia Heights. Jeff.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. Welcome back, everyone. I recognize a number of faces from the first open house in July. So we've been gathering feedback from that meeting, feedback from the online social pinpoint site, and other comments along the way. And taken those comments and put it into a few ideas here that we'd like to present to you tonight. And this is intended to be open house. So after this presentation, come on up, look at the boards, talk to any of us. We can do the sticky note comments on there. We've got comment cards as well. But just kind of the overall 4 boards up here. The first one, just a general summary of what we've heard to date. And a lot of the comments were repetitive and consistent, which is great, that the community is kind of in alignment of what they want to see and where they want to see it. So we kind of broke the comments into a couple of categories, some that could be addressed more immediately when we're talking about getting a field together for 2026 or an immediate improvement, and some longer range goals, which maybe are bigger, may require more funding or more study along the way. So the immediate comments or that could be immediately addressed, Huset Park was, of all the comments, kind of the number one choice for a full-size dedicated soccer field. Seems to make sense as far as location, amount of green space, what's being used now, available parking, those kinds of things. So overall, Huset Park, that came up numerous times. There's certainly a desire for a dedicated year-round full-size soccer field. So an 11v11 field that is not in the outfield of another facility or not overlapping, but a dedicated facility for soccer, which you all know. Additional parking is requested. Obviously, we put together a dedicated field. People are going to need to park somewhere, so parking would need to be included. Potentially multiple fields. Again, Huset Park has maybe potential down the road for additional fields beyond a single dedicated full-size field. The addition of smaller youth fields in other parks. So other parks that might not have as much room or enough space or parking for the large full-size field, but could have smaller fields painted for practices or more informal games. So we do have a couple of options as well to integrate the smaller fields in the smaller parks. And then a field that could be used for tournaments. Again, Huset, thinking that could be a tournament site as well, and then have it open for rental opportunities through the city. Some of the longer range goals that were mentioned, again, multiple times, maybe looking at synthetic turf fields at some point. Having the synthetic turf that it doesn't have wear patterns or mud issues or that kind of thing. Ultimately, maybe a dome for soccer for year-round use. Again, these are longer range goals, probably not to be implemented in 2026, but something to keep on the radar as the soccer programs grow and as demand continues. And then adding other site amenities, so supporting restrooms, maybe additional parking, drinking fountains, additional seating, those kinds of things that would be added kind of after the field is in place. So that's kind of a summary of the comments we heard. From there, again, seeing that Huset was the overwhelming choice, the first board here shows the east side of Huset. So currently there's the men's ball field here and a parking lot over on the east side. Where that parking lot is where we're showing the full-size 11v11 field that could be implemented without impacting the rest of the park. It's a great spot. The parking lot that is there could be shifted to the east, closer to Quincy Street, so provide an area for parking and have that dedicated field. So with that field, obviously, we would need to grade and kind of level out that area, remove the parking lot. It would be a grass field, so natural grass turf, not synthetic. The addition of irrigation, the addition of lighting, and then again the parking lot and trail to it. On this board, we're also showing another field to the west of that, kind of lighter. We've got some other improvements off to the west, a stormwater pond, a realignment of Jefferson Street. These are all elements that are part of another master plan that was done some years back for the redevelopment of this park. So as soccer is added and as the park develops and we look at adding the stormwater pond, which is a needed infrastructure addition. When that's done, we'll have to do some additional planning, or the city will have to do some additional planning on what happens in the west side of the park, but certainly kind of earmark this spot for a second full-size field. Addressing the smaller park, smaller youth-size fields, Govett Park has a green space south of the hockey rink, so there's an existing hockey rink kind of in the middle of the park, sledding hill down to the south. That green space in between those two elements is fairly level for a youth-size 7v7 field. So with some moderate improvements to get good turf established, get it leveled out so there's no ankle twisters and that kind of thing, being able to stripe that field, add some goals, and provide that youth field in that park as well. Existing parking, not a huge parking lot, but there is existing parking on the west side. And that would be an appropriate place to put another field, again, fairly quickly in 2026. And then the other park for a smaller youth field, Keys Park. This park was redone, I think, about 10 years ago with a couple of ball fields. The north ball field was set up and graded for a youth-size soccer field as well. So implementing that, getting that striped, that does overlap the ball field slightly. So one end of the soccer field would be in the ball field gravel, which I know is not ideal, but could certainly immediately stripe the field and have another ball field with ample parking in that park as well. So those are kind of the graphics we brought here. I would invite everybody to come up, take a closer look, come talk to us. We do have comment cards again, so with categories for each of the parks. So make comments on each of the park locations or other general comments. There's a link to the social pinpoint site if you would rather make comment online. We will have these posted tomorrow or for sure by Monday for comment on each of these concepts as well. And then we have the yellow Post-it notes. So again, make comments, stick them to the boards if there's certain things you want to see or questions or other comments on each of the designs. Certainly let us know that way as well. So,
Thank you, Jeff. One thing I'd like to point out is, so tonight is the second open house, and we're going to leave social media open for an extended period of time. So these have not been out, Jeff had indicated that, but we do want to get them out so that folks can take a look at them and provide additional comment on them. But there is going to come a point where we need to close social media so that we can bring this to our Park and Rec Commission, and then they can make a recommendation to our city council. For us to build a park next year, we need to do a construction drawing process that'll take us about 3 to 4 months. So that we need to get this before our city council so that they can order the improvement so that we can get this designed over the course of this winter so we can start construction in the spring. So just so you know, I don't have an exact time frame. My goal is to get this before our Park and Rec Commission at their October meeting. And that is on the 4th Wednesday of the month, or the 4th Wednesday in October. So we'll probably leave social media open for at least another 2 or 3 weeks and then close it, take all those comments, bring them to our Park and Rec Commission and try to move forward from there. So we've had some good feedback on this through social media, through attendance at these open houses, and it's a really good time if you have comments, what you like, what you don't like, what you think needs to be included, to let us know. From our own perspective, from staff's perspective, to put a field in and for our ability to maintain it, it has to be irrigated. So that is a critical component for us. Otherwise, the turf gets beat down so much so quickly. For us to maintain it, we have to have irrigation out there. I think some of the other questions that had come up was certainly, for a pedestrian or a spectator perspective, seating. I'm not a soccer player. I'm not a soccer family. Is that important to everyone out here? And what is everyone looking for with that? So those are the type of things we'd prefer to move to more of a casual open house. If you guys want to come up and talk to us, we can either put notes up here or we can talk to you individually for what you see, what you like, what you don't like. But our goal, based on the feedback we've gotten, and our goal from the city council, is to get stuff built next year. So that's where we're moving, okay? And because this is recorded, because we want this replayed, the city manager wanted this out there, we're going to close kind of the presentation and we're going to move into a casual open house, all right?